This is my video journal. It's not intended to be advice or guidance. I'm just expressing what I'm thinking and feeling in the present moment. And I'm wondering right now if you can reach a point where you've changed so much and you've changed your life so much and everything around you has changed so much that change becomes so constant that change loses its definition. You know, like when you say a word over and over and you forget what it means. Like if you could get so comfortable with everything constantly evolving and changing that change didn't really feel like change anymore. It just felt like the same, because you almost get to a point where you can't make any predictions. You can't fear losing anything, and you can't be anxious about things going the right way or the wrong way, because there's no precedent for anything, because you're in so deeply with flow that like everything is new all the time. So like, you know, the thought process behind this is like the idea that change is scary. Like for like most humans, like most beings, I feel like it's fairly normal that like change scares us, or like if we have to do something that we've never done before, that's scary because we don't know if we can do it, and we're just naturally wired to stick to what we're familiar with to keep us safe, and anything unknown is like new territory, and it's like it's natural to feel fear because we just want to stick to what we know. But like this idea just came to me, like what if you just changed everything so constantly, so much that it just like change didn't even feel like change. Like it just, like your whole life was so fluid that was the norm. Like it was normal for everything to be different every single second, every single minute, every single hour, every single day. Like what would that look like? And obviously I'm thinking of that because that's kind of what I've been pushing towards, or like not pushing towards, but it's what's emerged, because I've just completely just started to leap and dive into things and just say yes, and not try to figure out like how it's all going to fall into place. Just do my best in each moment, and it's like more and more evidence is showing up that you can do it all. Like you can fit it all in, or you can get the money together, or you can get the time that you need. Like, but before, like every change or every new thing was scary. Whereas now I'm almost bored if there isn't some kind of new thing on the horizon. Like I was sitting here thinking about it, and I'm just constantly looking forward to the changes now. Like I'm looking forward to the next like really overwhelming film job that I've got coming up, which is going to be like, it doesn't even make sense what I'm being hired to do. Like there are so many things that the client wants to accomplish, and I don't have like the state-of-the-art equipment or anything like that. Like, but they've worked with me before and they've seen the results that we've got, so they're like, just keep working your magic. And now I want to take it to like the next level times 10, pretty much. Like just this huge thing. We'll do it all in a day. It'll be fine. And I'm just like, again, just going like, that is going to be insane. But I just, like, I'm not scared of it. I know there might be mistakes and I might not get the result that I want, but it doesn't matter. And then like beyond that, there's like towards the end of May, or in May, I want to head down to Sydney, and then I want to continue, and I want to like let go of having a home base again for a period of time. And like I have no idea how everything's going to fall into place to fund that. But like I've got ideas and I'm working towards them. And I think the key here that's making all of this work is I'm not just putting all my eggs in one basket. Like I've got all these different things that I'm working on because I've said yes to everything, like different things emerging and different possibilities showing up. So by the time I go to Sydney and beyond, like it's going to be fine. And I'm finding that I'm also doing it with money. Like I'm definitely not living week to week anymore, but I'm not saving heaps of money either. It's like I have these goals. I'm like, I want to invest in this, or I want to buy, like I want a new camera now, and or I've got to fix the car or whatever it is. And I kind of just like say, yep, I'm going to do it. And I don't think about like how it's all going to work. I just know that I need to do that thing and I just move towards it. But I'm not moving forwards like one linear step in front of the other anymore. I'm moving in like all directions all the time. And it's like this liberating insight or epiphany, even like it's epiphany level, where you just realize like, I don't have to focus on one set of goalposts. You can focus on like 5 or 10 or more, like as many as you can have faith in, like as many you can work towards as many things as at once as you can handle the emotional turbulence of. And I mean, like when you're moving in all these different directions, like just being able to come back to some kind of center and feel calm and collected, like that, like if anything falls apart, it's not the end of the world, which ironically, it sounds scarier to have all these different things going on around you, but actually it provides more security and more safety for your future, because it doesn't matter if one thing falls over because you got 4 other things. And yeah, it's just interesting. So what am I trying to figure out? Like getting so close, like making change so constant that it doesn't even feel like change anymore. Yeah. Because I have like all these ideas of things that I want to do, and it's like as a new idea emerges, it seems impossible and I can't see how it fits in, but I kind of just like start putting energy and awareness towards it and like making it, like bringing it into reality. And then as it gets closer, it seems to find its place in the puzzle. Like I'm like, how am I going to go to Sydney and do all these things that I'm planning in Sydney, and then also get to the Northern Territory and like set up a base there for a short period of time and see all of the beautiful natural landscapes up there, go on heaps of camping trips and do all these things. And how am I going to fit like Tom and Jared in with the things that they want to do with me, and all the other people that are like trying to reach out to me? And how am I going to like do like my job, like my main job, which is like all the stuff that I offer on the website, like when I'm in and out of reception and I'm on the road and all of that. But it's just like, it doesn't matter. Like just move. It's like playing a board game, but you forgot to read the rules, and you've just got your one piece going around the board, and then you realize like, I can put more pieces on here and I can roll the dice as many times as I want. Within reason. Like I know you've only got a certain amount of hours in the day and you've only got a certain amount of money in your bank account right now, but there's a huge epiphany just on the edge of your awareness right now, if you haven't already had it, about like how much more infinite you are than you've realized. And like, it's just funny. And yeah, I guess another piece is like learning where to invest your time, awareness, and energy as well. Like in the past, I've invested a lot of myself into like just areas of my life that had a very low return on investment. And because you care about stuff, but sometimes you care about stuff that just isn't good for you. So you end up just pouring yourself into something that you're not getting any returns from. And then that's actually another thing that drains all your motivation. So, but if you couple the insight of not wasting your yourself on things that don't return, like that aren't reciprocal, or that aren't growing you in some way. You couple that realization, don't waste your time with like, also you have like infinitely more time than you've realized, because you can move towards several sets of goalposts at once. Like you put these together, it's just huge. And like then like letting go of all these like ideas that like assumptions and beliefs about like what everybody else is doing. Like as soon as you stop looking at everybody else and assuming, and you start to just figure out the best way for you to do what you do, that opens up even more. Like just not trying to be everything all at once, as much as what I just said might feel like a contradiction to that. I mean, like, be strategic. Like I shoot a bunch of journal content and I focus on journal content, and then I do a bunch of web content and I focus on web content. I do a bunch of creative writing and I focus on creative writing, and I do much bigger blocks now. And I think that's another key as well. But the first key is realizing that I can do all these things and I can move in all these different directions. And then the second key is like, how can I maximize my efficiency as I move towards each individual goal? And then like, it's a feedback loop as well, because as I realize I can do so much more, and if I focus on it, I can, if I focus on one thing at a time, I can do more of that thing, but I can do more things if I, like, it's just, yeah, it just grows and grows and grows. The more you bring awareness to yourself and like take it away from everything outside of you. And like all of a sudden you can just be in this place where nobody has a clue how you're doing what you're doing, because they're still living in that assumptions and beliefs, you know, like looking at everybody else, like, because there's so many limiting ones. Like a real simple assumption that I had about like being, you know, influencer, YouTuber type character who makes money from doing things on the internet, whatever that is. If you're selling products or you're selling services or you're selling actual awareness, like you're bringing guests on and you're getting them in front of more eyeballs, whatever you're doing. Like I thought that like everybody did like everything every day all themselves, and you know, like I felt like I had to record a video journal, write an Instagram post, message everybody who's interacted with me back, reply to all the comments, like send out all the emails, like organize new things for the future, so that like you've always got new leads. Like we're going to do this content, we're going to collaborate with this person. Like there's this huge like to-do list of things, and I thought that everybody was just doing that all the time. But that was an assumption that I had, and now I'm like, I have days where I just do one thing, seriously. Like today I'm just doing some journaling and like trying to think of like what would be something insightful that's worth sharing with my audience. And yeah, I'll probably do like some journaling this week and just like really focus on that and not get too distracted by everything else that's going on. And then I've got I want to do a whole new piece for my website that's going to hopefully attract a lot more serious video marketing clients, and I'll probably focus on that until it's done, and I won't stop until it's done. But I'll also have all these journals that I've just recorded, and they'll be all scheduled, and you know, like what I mean, like it's so much easier now. And the whole insight to begin with was like change is just constantly happening and just flowing with it. So like having an idea to even do things differently. Like what if we just did all of the journals and then all of the writing and then all of this and then all of that, and we really blocked it off. And that, by the way, that's not for everybody. Some other people might really benefit from breaking their day up into pieces and doing like, and I said it's not good to do it all. It's not good to do it all for me. It might be great to do it all for you because, you know, let's do a metaphor. Like some people, when they go to the gym, they can't just run on the treadmill for half an hour. That's boring. And they're probably going to give up on going to the gym. They need like a weight circuit, like all these different things to do to keep them engaged. Whereas I'm a person who really benefits from doing one thing and focusing on that one thing and getting in the zone and getting in the flow. And then 8 hours goes by and I've done all this stuff. I hate changing from one thing to the other. It feels like I just lose and waste so much awareness and energy every time I have to change up what I'm doing. I love just getting in the flow and just going straight forward towards my goal. Like, I think that's even why I like journaling. The way this process of like no editing, let's just get into a flow and just like share our thoughts and feelings in the present moment and not stop until it's done. Like, it's my style. It's like my personality, if you will. And so that's another piece. Like, don't take anything on from everything that I'm sharing. And I say it's not supposed to be advice or guidance all the time, because like, if it's good for me, it doesn't mean it's good for you. That whole thing I said about making assumptions and beliefs about what everybody else is doing, that includes like, if I'm telling you this is what I'm doing and then you make the assumption that's the way, that's the good way to do it, it might not be good for you. So that's like the paradox of my journaling. I always come back to in my own, like when I'm thinking about this, I'm like, what is the point of sharing like my journey with the world? Because everybody is on their own journey and it's going to be so different. But I understand as well there's like this kind of shopping list thing that happens where you see the things that you want and you see the things that you don't want. So when you're listening or you're watching and you're like having these insights, you're like, yeah, I like what he said there. So in that way, it's a positive thing. Like, you're taking the pieces that make sense to you and you're discarding the rest. I think that would be the ideal way to consume this content. Like, just take on what you think is actually going to benefit you and let go of everything else. Which is like, I don't know. That's how I would watch them. That's how I do consume content. But it's like confirmation bias as well, you know? Like, you don't want to just hear what you want to hear and then not take any action. So it all comes back to your own level of self-awareness, and like, you're back in the driver's seat, no matter which way you look at it. Like, you can't just like watch somebody else's journey and figure it all out. Like, at the end of the day, it's always going to be figuring out who you are and what is the best way for you to do what you need to do. But I don't know. I consume less and less content. I'm just more and more with myself now, but there's like different stages of the journey. You know what I've been watching again, revisiting recently, it was like the Kyle Cease content. He's got this whole thing called Welcome to Deep Down, and the whole premise of it is like, we all say all the time like, deep down I know it's going to be okay, and he's like, well, why is deep down this far away place that we just like tap into a little bit to reassure ourselves? Why don't we live in that place where everything's okay? Like, when everything's chaos all around us, we can deal with it because we live in deep down. Like, that's yeah, I like that. I like the idea of just like, yeah, spending a lot more time more deeply in tune with yourself, not numbing yourself or running away from things, and just being comfortable with being uncomfortable, all that good stuff. And yeah, as you know, the journals help me do that, because once you hit record, it's like, it's coming up and we're here and we're recording it and we're sharing it with other people, which is just automatically more vulnerability. But vulnerability without boundaries is not vulnerability. That's another little thing. So we want to be conscious and aware of what not to share as much as we are conscious and aware of what we are sharing. It's such a complex and elaborate skill that I've developed. Like, just speaking, communication fascinates me to no end. Anyway, I'm trying to like really keep these journals sort of orbiting around some kind of central thing. And for today it's like, what if change was just so constant that it didn't even feel like change? So hopefully you've had some insights about that, and letting go of a little bit more fear and wanting to step into a little bit more possibility for ourselves. If you got anything out of the video, please let me know in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already, click the like button, and go check out my website, kylives.com. Thanks for watching.